Welcome to Code Mantra's Accessibility Insight interview series. I'm Barry Bealer, Senior Vice President of Strategic Alliances at Code Mantra, and your host for today's session. Mike Caprara is the Chief Information Officer of the Viscardi Center, a nonprofit based on Long Island, New York, that provides a lifespan of programs and services to educate, employ, and empower children and adults with disabilities. Mike has been in technology-related positions for over 20 years, with the last 18 years supporting organizations that help children and adults with disabilities. Joining Mike is my colleague, Ian Smith, who is our Director of Accessibility Platforms and Solutions at Code Mantra. Ian has been a technologist all of his career and more recently architected Code Mantra's document accessibility remediation platform called Accessibility Insight. He is a frequent speaker at accessibility trade events and writes about accessibility issues and topics on our company blog. Thank you both for joining me today for our Accessibility Insight interview series focused on accessibility in education and nonprofits. If we start talking about websites and document accessibility, and we often find that organizations focus on their company website and making that accessible, and that's a great start. But shouldn't the company also be looking beyond the website and to documents or forms that are referenced on the website?
Absolutely, Barry. The information made available publicly, whether it's content within a web page or content contained in another document format, all of it must be accessible. How is a user of an assistive technology supposed to fill out a form that's a PDF file when it's not accessible, right? So there are, these organizations and companies are looking at some of their documents and determining, specifically the forms, determining whether they must reside in PDF format or other formats, or if it's maybe time to migrate them to a true web page, web-based form. But the documents are not to be excluded or exempted from the need to be accessible. So they absolutely should focus on the website and any associated documents that are residing there.
One point here to add to Ian's, what he had said, which is that aren't accurate. One other thing that a lot of things that get overlooked for website compliance is video content and offering alternative formats for video content like audio description. So it's it's always like what we say. There's always three components of making an accessible website, and obviously is the website itself, the PDF documents or Word documents or PowerPoint documents or whatever you have on your website, but also embedded video and audio description, ensuring that embedded video is properly open captioned or having the option to toggle on captions on and off.
That's an excellent point. So given that you're looking at both or three things, your website, your documents, and then the video, can you describe what process you guys have embraced to make sure that you are addressing accessibility in those three different areas?
Sure. So as an organization, it's actually has become a cultural change for us. So where whether it was internal documents or whether it was external documents that we were sending out, we are ensuring that accessibility standards are being met for everyone. We have put procedures in place for even email blasts that we send out for marketing purposes, go through accessibility checks before they are actually sent out or scheduled for delivery. Our HR documents, we are ensuring that our job postings and our career pages are fully accessible and meet the WCAG and Section 508 standard. If there's any sort of EEO documents or job postings, we are ensuring that they're going through accessibility checks. So we have put a lot of those procedures in place for our organization. And what we like to do as well is that when we're talking to potential constituents or clients, we want to educate them and their organizations on what exactly accessibility means, what a compliant website means for accessibility, and how do they get there. And we provide tip sheets. We provide a top 10 list of what to look for when they're developing websites. We want to work with them, create a plan, assess digital assets, also try to educate their web and marketing teams to ensure that whatever content changes going forward on their website are meeting those accessible standards.